Why Argyle? Why all this?
The fella out of shot, you can't see my dad. It's his fault. So yeah, basically his dad as well, and his father's father, and father's 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 father before him. Yeah, it's kind of a family tradition, I suppose.
But more than that, I mean, you love it, don't you?
Oh God, yeah. I mean, I think my first game I'd been about what, 5 probably.
About 5 or 6.
About 5, yeah. Blackburn at home.
To each other.
I thought we lost 3-2. It was 2 each, was it? But I think I probably remember the kind of hat on Kit Kat more than anything else because I was 5 at the time. But yeah, just I mean, we've been season ticket holders up till I left for uni. I was about 18 or 19.
Brilliant. And I mean, it must be a great sense of sort of family. I know your family's all here behind us. We can't see them, but coming together to enjoy games, is that part of the enjoyment of?
Oh, massively, yeah. I mean, so I mean, I live in South London now, but so my uncle and cousin who's also here. They're all die-hard Greens as well. So it's kind of quite a strong family connection. But I mean, yeah. So I went with Dad and Gran for numerous years before moving away.
Tell us about some of the games, some of the memories of Home Park. I mean, you've been there through a pretty good time, really. Wembley was in there somewhere. Probably you were quite young for Wembley, but do you remember that?
I was there for Wembley.
You went to Wembley?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Whole family was there. Even Mum for a change as well. But I mean, I've seen this in pretty much every league, barring the Premiership. Sadly, I think one of the best games I saw at home would have been probably the playoff semi-final. Remember that atmosphere, Colchester was insane.
Yeah.
The worst game I ever saw was probably Hereford at home the season before. We lost 1-0 on a cold Tuesday night.
Right.
In front of about 2,000 fans. It was miserable, raining sideways, freezing cold. But yeah, I think kind of definitely paid our dues.
And what about some of your favourite players over the years? Well, I mean, you've seen some.
First player I remember being my kind of favourite was probably Steve Castle.
Right.
Growing up, I was aware of Tommy Tynan, but I never really saw him play. I was too young. But
right.
Yeah, kind of Steve Castle was my first kind of proper favourite. But then after that, you got players like obviously like David Freo, Mickey Evans. I think best player we've ever had probably was Peter Halmosi. I reckon he was phenomenal. Wouldn't mind getting him back now. I'm sure he's still good.
I think he's still playing.
Yeah.
And over the years, as I said, the good times and the bad times, we've been through pretty rough times. Did you ever feel like, yeah, that's it, I don't really need Argyle anymore?
Never.
I've got other things in my life.
Living in London, especially away from like home, you get asked all the time, yeah, but like, what's your Premiership team you follow? It's like I haven't got one. It's like I don't care. I mean, if Argyle had folded, thankfully we didn't, and hopefully, touch wood, we won't. But I don't know. I would have either followed us, kind of reborn from Parks football, or just would have given up, probably following football altogether, I guess.
Really?
Yeah.
So, I mean, is that important?
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of it's a home tie. I mean, and like especially when we were doing really well, it was kind of there's like a massive sense of pride as well, like doing well in the Championship, doing well in the FA Cup run.
Yeah.
A few years back, that sort of thing. There's a lot of pride in that one as well.
Because the man. Like, people can't see it on the camera, but there's some flashes going on. That's Dave Roundtree who's taking our pictures.
Yeah.
He's got pictures of you going a long way back. Tell us a little bit about that.
So I was a mascot with my sister as well. Back in 1995, home to Leyton Orient, we won 1-0. Richard Landon scored the goal.
Your memory is phenomenal. And was that something you wanted to do, or did Dad push you into doing that?
I can't even remember. I'm going to blame it on him. But yeah, I'm sure. I think you've posted the picture already up on Twitter, so
and it's
out there in the ether. You can find it quite easily, I think.
Nowadays, you don't go back to Plymouth as much as you can. You're not even in the country as much as you can. Is it easier or harder or better or worse following Argyle from a distance?
I'd rather be there watching it, if I'm honest. But I mean, kind of things are going quite well for the band at the minute. So obviously we're not here very much, which is obviously a very good problem to have. But yeah, I mean, I kind of follow it either on the Twitter feed if we're actually travelling, or if we're in one place, then obviously like Sparksy on Argyle World and that sort of stuff. I don't know. I wouldn't say it's. I mean, like obviously being at the game's preferable. That's obviously what I want to do. But I mean, yeah, just kind of staying in contact with it at all is just enough.
And I know you spread the green gospel. In fact, your father sent me an email way back about an interview you did with FIFA Online. Was it?
Yeah.
And I've seen a few other interviews. You don't waste an opportunity to spread the green gospel.
Yeah, massively. Yeah. I mean, I think it's quite important because I think we're a real football club rather than your Chelsea's, your Man U's, where you'd expect to win every week, and if you don't, it's a bit like disappointing. Whereas with Argyle, like if we win, it literally like makes your entire weekend. So yeah, I think it means well, I think kind of like any lower league club. I think like it means like an awful lot more like when it's going well.
What about the other chaps in the band? What do they think of you?
So Kyle's a part-time QPR fan.
Right.
Dan is he follows AFC Wimbledon twice a year when we play them, just to spite me. Will is massively knowledgeable on Tottenham, kind of Gary Mabbitt era,
right?
Circa '91. But not really. I mean, I'm the kind of only real kind of football fan in the band, so to speak.
And what about when you're abroad, when you're in America, places like that? Do you waste any opportunity to tell them what real football's like?
Yeah, I try and not make too many enemies of that. 'Cause they've got a lot of national pride involved in NFL. But I mean, we were actually over there a couple of weeks ago watching Super Bowl when we were there, and probably one of the worst games they've ever had, as it transpired. But I mean, it was fun. But I mean, American sport in general, it's kind of so fragmented because you get all these timeouts and commercials and stuff. Whereas obviously football over here is just like a lot more flowing, and I enjoy it a lot more.
What about this season? It's been a relief after the last few years to be.
Yeah, I think both me and Dad were saying that at the very start I would take mid-table mediocrity right now just for a season, not stressing. But you never know; it could even go the other way. The playoffs aren't a wholly unrealistic possibility, so I have to wait and see.
And what do you like? Are you a lucky mascot? I mean, if you don't come to every game, do you see more wins than losses, or should we send you home now?
I've seen a few draws actually recently.
Right.
Okay. Like last win away I saw was I think Aldershot last year.
Right.
In fact, my good friend Keith, who's behind the camera as well, is actually from South Africa.
Right.
So I've converted him to a green as well.
Brilliant.
From miles away. So, he was there, so he was a lucky omen. So I'm hoping the same applies today.